Thursday, October the 8th. A week of October gone already today. It's another edition of Wise Words from Waldo. Music spans all ages and generations, and each generation has its own style. Sometimes in the church, we tend to think of contemporary music and traditional or hymns. One seems to be the young people's music and the other for the old folks. Did you know that some of our old hymns were actually written by teenagers? Before I share the song, let me say a word about young people, the youth in the church today. Here's a quote for you. The young people of today are utterly disorderly. By the way, that was Martin Luther in the 16th century. Wait! You mean today's youth don't seem to be the first ones to be that way? Here's another quote for you. The young people of today are rebellious and irresponsible. Plato, 2,000 years ago. Imagine, by the way, he also said 2,000 years ago, the youth today have no respect for their elders. The 16th century and 2,000 years ago. But here's my favorite quote. Young people no longer respect their parents. They're rude and impatient. Yeah. By the way, that's from an Egyptian tablet 6,000 years ago. So the next time you think the modern generation is going from bad to worse, remember, God has always had a handful of young people to change the world, like Joseph, Daniel, David, the Virgin Mary. Here's an old-fashioned hymn written by a 16-year-old. My Jesus, I love thee. I know thou art not mine. For thee all the follies of sin I resign. My gracious Redeemer, my Savior art thou. If ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now. Yes, there are some rebellious youth out there, but there are a lot of rebellious adults out there as well. But perhaps God has his hand on one of those youth. You know, Timothy saw it in his mother and grandmother. Esther saw it in an uncle. Maybe it's a youth in your family. Maybe God has his hand on a youth in your church. You want to be a part of that? Well, stop and think about that.